Tarun? Tarun? Pavani, you can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So, good morning, children. I'm very sorry. There was a huge rain was there yesterday in my locality, and then all the trees were felt on the wires, and they till now. I am running on my generator. I don't know when it will stop. Can you forgive me for this? Start our class. Pavani, any problem is there? Just you can interrupt me in between. Otherwise, I'll continue my class. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. This addition and all I will do, no problem. Very good. So now, in the last lecture, we have seen the scale-up concept of scale-up. And now, we are going to see a problem which will come in the final examination. So listen carefully, and then you are supposed to practice it also. A pilot plant vessel, 1 feet or 305 millimeters in diameter, is agitated by a 6-bladed turbine impeller, 4-inch or 1 or 2 millimeters in diameter. So here, what did I say regarding scale-up? Scale-up is a procedure of converting data from a laboratory scale to a pilot plant scale, and from there to a large process vessel, or in our production block. We are supposed to convert. So when you try to do the experiments in the production block, you are not supposed to commit any mistakes. So hence we are supposed to do rigorous experiments in the laboratory. The data should be transferred dynamically, geometrically, and kinematically to the pilot plant vessel, and from the pilot plant vessel, after you get confidence, we should go to the production block where the large scale production will start. But there also will start with 25%. Once we get confidence that we can produce whatever the desired quantities of desired product are stated, if you are meeting those standards, then of course we can start our production. This procedure of developing a technology from the laboratory to the large scale process is called a scale-up, where we have to maintain the similarities dynamically, geometrically, and kinematically. So as I said in the previous class, that when in the laboratory, if you are using a small process vessel with a 4-bladed turbine, the same thing be used in the final vessel also, provided the ratios will be changed. But we are supposed to maintain same ratios between dA by dt, dt by h, etc., etc. Only the size matters. Size will be increasing. It will be magnified. You know, simple thing in a paint, if you see a image, you can reduce it to 10%, 20%, 30%, and 100%. So 10% your laboratory work, 25% to 75% your pilot plant, and the rest is the large scale work. This is what we are supposed to do it in today's class. So he gave one problem, stated that first we have a pilot plant vessel, means what? We are not gone to the production block where large process vessels are there. We didn't go to there. What he's saying, a pilot plant vessel 305 millimeters in diameter, that is the diameter of the tank is 305 millimeters. So please note down dt in the pilot plant vessel is 305 millimeters. Then is agitated by a 6-blade turbine impeller 1 or 2 millimeters in diameter. So what type of impeller configuration is there? That is 6-bladed turbine. So if you go for pilot plant, we should have 6-bladed turbine. If you go to the production block also, there should be 6-bladed turbine. So we are converting our experiments from small scales to large scale, to very large scale, so that we meet the standards of the production. Now, when the impeller Reynolds number is 10 to the power of 4, you know very well, whenever I say something regarding impeller's number, I am telling about the velocity term, because you know the formula rho u d by mu. Rho is constant, d is constant, mu is constant for a given fluid. So hence, Whenever I say something regarding Reynolds number, it is nothing but the velocity. So he gives a data that when the impeller Reynolds number is 10 to the power of 4. So the agitator, the pilot plant vessel whichever is there, that is rotating at a RPM such that the Reynolds number is equal to 10 to the power of 4. Now, the blending time of two miscible liquids is found to be 15 seconds. Now, for what purpose the vessel is used? The vessel is used for mixing two immiscible liquids. So now we are supposed to design this problem. So what we are doing now, we are taking a small vessel whose diameter is only 305 millimeters. In that we have kept a 6-bladed turbine whose diameter is 102 millimeters. And now it is rotating at a speed such that the Reynolds number is 10 to the power of 4. And what is our problem, sir? Our problem is to mix two miscible liquids, that is mixing water in ethyl alcohol or something, whatever. Now they found to be time was 15 seconds. So what was the time taken for blending that material? 15 seconds. Okay, next one. The power required is 0.4 kilowatts per meter cube of liquid. Now I also said that when we are going from small scale to large process vessel, one parameter we are supposed to keep it as same, that is power consumed per unit volume of the liquid. That is very important. I'll repeat once again. When we are scaling up from small scale to a very large scale vessel, one point we should keep constant throughout it. Though the sizes are varying, quantity of materials are varying, time is varying, no problem. But one thing we are supposed to keep it constant, same is what? That is power consumed in the given vessel per unit volume of the vessel, volume of the liquid. It should be kept constant. So power is measured in kilowatts. Volume of the liquid is measured in meter cube of liquid. So this parameter, that is kilowatts per meter cube, should be same as we go from laboratory vessel to pilot plant vessel to large process vessel. This is very important. Then he has given two conditions to us. Condition number 1. What power input would be required to give the same blending time in a vessel 1830 millimeters in diameter? Now he is saying what power input would be required to give same blend. He said that the blending time is same. So now what is the blending time in the pilot plant vessel? That is 15 seconds. So in the large process, 15 seconds only. Now what is the diameter of the large process vessel? That is 1830 millimeters. What is the diameter of the pilot plant vessel? That is 305 millimeters. So you can imagine the diameter of the tank in the pilot plant vessel is 305 millimeters, whereas in the large process vessel it is 1830 millimeters in diameter. So this indicates that we are transferring our data from pilot plant to large process vessel. And he says that one thing. He says that the time required for blending the liquids will be same. That one condition he has given. Now after this, what he is asking us only what is the power required for given operation in the large process vessel. This is the problem which you are supposed to find. Then second condition also he gives. What would be the blending time in the 1830 millimeter vessel if the power input per unit volume was the same as in the pilot plant vessel? Means what now? He says that second condition is whatever the power is required per unit volume in the pilot plant vessel, the ratio, because it is power per unit volume, the ratio should be same for the large process vessel. In that case, what should be the time required for blending? These two things he is asking. I hope the question is clear to everybody. So now what we should do is we should write down the formula for power consumption. Already I gave you the formulas. and it is 10 to the power of 4 means what? It is turbulent flow. So hence you know what formula you are going to use it. First step is we will write down those formulas, and then next one what we will do, we will also write the formula for mixing time factor, because you know mixing time factor is a product of small n into Tt. What is small n, sir? That is RPS of the agitator. What is Tt, sir? Time taken for mixing. Okay, and we also know that the mixing time factor will not have any unit because small n is measured in second to the power of -1 and time will be measured in seconds. So these both will multiply to get cancelled, and hence we have no units for mixing time factor. Hence the term factor was written there. This is what we are supposed to do it. Is the question is clear to everybody? Pavani?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. So now let us see how to do this problem carefully. Now, let us say I have drawn two diagrams. One is a small process vessel, second one is a large process vessel. But what did I do exactly? The bigger one I have shrunk it and then I made it a paste. It is the same thing. So in the laboratory, we actually go from the smaller version to larger version. But ratios and all, everything they are kept constant. Then only we say we are maintaining dynamic, kinematic and geometric similarities. Suppose in the small process vessel, if you are using 6-bladed turbine, and in a large process vessel you are using 4-bladed turbine, things will change because flow parameters, circulation of flows, everything will change. Circulation time, everything will change. So hence what we should do, whatever the type of the impeller we are keeping it here, the same impeller should be kept in the large process vessel. This is called as large process vessel and this is called as small process vessel. Similarly, what should be its diameter of the agitator and what is the diameter of the tank, height up to which we can pour the liquid. All ratios would be same in this large process vessel. Then only there will be geometrical similarity will be there. Otherwise, no, we cannot transfer the data. Data will be different. So we know the data for this. We are supposed to find the data for large process vessel. So for our simplicity, pilot plant vessel is denoted by 1 numerical and the large process vessel is denoted by number 2 for our mathematical manipulations. So now these ratios already you know. So in the pilot plant vessel, the data dA by dt is 1/3. So even in the large process vessel also the same ratio we should maintain. Then only it is called geometrical similarity. If you change the orientation of the agitation vessel, the characters will change. We cannot do it. It is against the principle of scalar. Again, you have to conduct experiment for that setup. So hence, please maintain these ratios. Whether you are having an agitator in your laboratory, or in a pilot plant, or in your large process vessel, or in the production block, in the pharmaceutical industry, I'm telling you. Then, one important thing which you are supposed to note down here is, when the Reynolds number is very high, what is this graph actually? This graph is drawn between mixing time factor and Reynolds number. Last time we did one problem, simple problem. So a problem was given to us, two materials are mixed for neutralization, we are supposed to find the time for neutralization. You know what we did? We estimated the Reynolds number and then we pointed out that in the x-axis, note down, it is 10 to the power, say one example, 1000. So now first you identify what is your configuration, this is your propeller dA by dt. So just mark a line at this point, cut this point, 110 to 1000 is directly going up to this. And then here is your point, the reflection of this point gives the value of mixing time factor. Mixing factor, n value given in the process, find T finish and so what is Tt, sir? It is time taken for mixing or blending two miscible liquids or whatever the problem is stated is done. But why I brought this graph here again is to ensure that in the agitation vessel, whenever the Reynolds number are very high, See these lines, these lines are becoming parallel to x-axis. Parallel to x-axis means what? Mixing time factors are constant. Very important deduction. See all those curves from 10 to the power of 4. If you see, this line is parallel to x-axis. This line is also parallel to x-axis. This line is also parallel. So that indicates that one important statement we can deduce is whenever the Reynolds numbers are very high, mixing time factor remains same in both the vessels. That's the meaning of it. So with this data, we go and solve the problem. So first step is what? I will write the given data. As I said that pilot plant vessel, I am going to make it as, denote it as 1. So hence I write it as dt comma 1. dt is what, sir? Diameter, and 1 stands for diameter of the pilot plant vessel. It is given that 305 millimeters. So hence if you are dividing by 1000 it becomes meters. Similarly, the diameter of the agitator in the pilot plant vessel is equal to 102 millimeters. Hence I convert it to meters. And Reynolds number is 10 to the power of 4. And time taken for the mixing is already given, that is 15 seconds. And one more point here. Power consumption per unit volume of the liquid is equal to 0.4 kilowatts per meter cube. With this data, we are supposed to start doing a problem. First step, volume of the liquid in the pilot plant vessel is equal to what's the formula? It is a cylinder, no? So 5 by 4 into dt into h, dt raised to 2 into h. And we know very well that in the previous slide, in this slide, we have written that already. dA, dt and h both are equal to 1, this ratio. So hence what will happen to this equation? This equation will become 5 by 4 into dt comma 1 raised to 3. What is dt comma 1? It is the diameter of the tank, which is a pilot plant vessel. Summing all these values, I get values of 0.022 meter cube. So now P1 is given here, it is 0.4 kilowatts. So now what will happen? I will multiply this volume of the liquid, I get kilowatts answer. Kilowatt per meter cube, if you multiply the volume of the liquid, you get kilowatts. So hence power is equal to 8 point something, some kilowatts. Just keep it aside. Now similarly, go to process vessel. Large process vessel is denoted by 2. So dt comma 2 is equal to 1830 millimeters. That is given that in the large process vessel, the diameter of the tank is 1830 millimeters. So divided by 1000, you get meters. So volume of the liquid in the large process vessel is equal to 5 by 4, same thing, dt comma 2 raised to 3. So I found that it is 4.15 meters cubic. Let power is not given, no? So let us take it is P2 kilowatts. So P2 by V is equal to this one. So remember, this is the factor which you are supposed to. Next one. Note, when the Reynolds number is 10 to the power of 4, mixing time factor will be constant. So mixing time factor is given by the formula N into Tt, where N is equal to RPS of the agitator measured in second to the power of -1. Tt is given by time taken for the given mixing measured in seconds. So this will be same for pilot plant vessel and it will be same for the large process vessel, because in both the cases the agitators are rotating at the RPM of 10 to the power of 4. Now, when the Reynolds number is 10 to the power of 4, obviously it is a turbulent. So hence you have the formula P is equal to Kt into n raised to 3 dd raised to 5 rho divided by Gc. Kt is a constant, and then you have small n, which is raised to 3. Small n is the RPS of the agitator. dA is the diameter of the agitator. Rho is the density of the fluid which we are mixing, and of course Gc is what? The constant, where Np is equal to Kt. So now if you replace this, replace Kt by Np, Np is the power function. So you have the formula P is equal to NP. Now, we will rewrite the formula for pi. So P will become P1, NP will become same, N will become N1, dA will become dA comma 1, rho is same, this is same. Now power functions are same because RPM is same, everything is same, so hence power function will be same. Then, because the density of the fluid in the small pilot plant vessel and the large process vessel both are same. Similarly, I have written it for the large process vessel, where N is again replaced by N2 and dA is replaced by dA comma 2. So you have an equation P1 and P2. Since the processing liquid is used in both the pilot plant vessel and the large process vessel, and they are geometrically and kinematically dynamically similar, without any hesitation, we'll write NP, rho and GC remain the same in the equation. So if you take the ratios of these two equations, talking about this equation and this equation, what will happen? Now it is only purely maths, we didn't enter my problem. So here you will have P1 by P2 is equal to this formula, I have written it. So some factors will get cancelled and finally write P1 by P2 is equal to N1 by N2 raised to 3, dA1 comma dA comma 2 raised to 5. This is what we are going to get. This is purely math. Up to this we are going to get. Now what I write is V1 is equal to volume of the liquid in the pilot plant vessel. Similarly, V2 is equal to volume of the liquid in the large process vessel. So now what I will do, I will divide P1 by V1, P2 by V2. Why I am doing this? Because I said one thing we are supposed to keep it constant. What is that, sir? Power per unit volume should be same. So hence I have written this. When I am doing this, what will happen? Equally I should multiply this side also. Then only mathematically it will be balanced. Okay. So now I will try to process this side, right hand side, not this side. This side keep the same thing. But here what is V2, sir? V2 is volume of the liquid in the pilot plant vessel. So how do you know this? What is the volume, sir? That is again the formula pi by 4 dt whole square into H for pilot plant vessel. And what is for V2, sir? V2 is for large process vessel. So again I brought these two values and substituted it. And after that you get the final equation P1 by P1 divided by P2 V2 is equal to N N2 dA dA2 dt2 dt. This is the equation which we are supposed to derive to do the problem. Now after doing this, now we go to the cases. First case is what? He says that the blending time is same. Second case is what? Power consumed per unit volume is same. So now we will see what will happen. We know that when the Reynolds number is 10 to the power of 5, the mixing time factor is same. So hence N Tt is equal to constant. So you know PV is equal to constant. So P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Similarly, like I brought it as N1 Tt comma 1 is equal to N2 Tt comma 2, where N1 is RPS in the pilot plant vessel. Tt comma 1 is the time taken for blending the liquids in the small process vessel. N2 is the RPS in the large process vessel. Tt2 is the time required for mixing in the large process vessel. So now N1 by N2 gives me this equation. So I call this as equation number 4. Now let us go to the first bit of the problem. What power input would be required to give the same blending time? So same blending time, but both the vessels, these two are remaining constant. When I say same blending time, mathematical write as so it becomes 1. So what will happen? You have N1 is equal to N2. So that's what I have written here. N1 is equal to N2. So when we write this N1, N2 and then substitute in this this is our major equation, main equation. In this I substitute. When I substitute, what will happen? This term will vanish. And so you know dA1 is given to you. Yes. dA2 is given to you in the problem. Yes. D2 comma 2 you know it. dt comma 1 you know it. Substitute all the values, you get this value. Let us see. So same. So now this vanishes and then I write it here. Now, after substituting all the values, I found that the diameter of the agitator in the large process vessel is not known to me. What we should do? Yes. Now again go back to the ratios. Bring those ratios. What are the ratios, sir? Yes. dA comma 1 by dt is equal to same in the large process vessel also. dA comma dt. So dA comma 1 is equal to what? small process vessel diameter is given as 1 or 2. In the small process vessel diameter of the tank is 305. Large process vessel is 1830. So I will find the value of dA2. What is dA2, sir? It is the diameter of the agitator which is there in the large process vessel. So after I find this as 612, then I'll substitute in this equation here, and then I get P1 by P2, everything has 1 by 36. So P2 by P2 by P, because P2 is what? Large process vessel. So it's how much to find. Now what is given in P1 by V1 in the problem? Kilowatts per minute. So this is the answer is 14.4 kilowatts per meter. This is the power required per unit volume of liquid in the large process vessel. Now, first step. Second step is what he says that this is our main equation. Second step he says that power consumed per unit volume of the liquid in the pilot plant vessel and the power consumed in the large process vessel, they both are same. So if it is so, what will happen? Let us see. What would be the blending time? He is asking blending time. In the large process vessel, what is 1830, the power input per unit volume, same as in the pilot plant vessel. So without any hesitation, I will write this P1 V1 is equal to P2 as 1. So this is equal to what? T2. Now remember, I am not using this equation. I am not using this equation. I am using the previous one because this is important for me. This N I am replacing by means of time taken by the machine. Yeah. So instead of N1 by N2, I am writing as this one because you know N1 and T21 is equal to N2 T2. So replacing by times because now I am supposed to find the values of times. So let us say equal to 1 because both the vessels is the same. This I am supposed to find. This is known to us, this is known to us. So substituting all the values, so I get Tt comma 2, substituting everything, I get it as this is equal to 15 seconds. It is given in the problem. So finally Tt comma 2, that is time taken, the blending of liquids in the large process vessel will be 49.29 seconds. This is the answer for it. So every alternative semesters this problem will come in the final examination. So immediately after the class, I will keep these papers in the group, and then you can go through it. And 6th hour, of course, you are supposed to write it. And then in the 6th hour, you please, I will give one more problem which you are supposed to do in the class, and then show me the picture shots of your solved problems. We go to the first slide again. I'll give 3 seconds for this slide. Problem is stated. So now what I'll do is I'll keep these slides in the group. Kindly write it so that while writing you will again understand something. Pavani, you got the PPTs?
Sir, just I
in
will
the
check.
group? Just check it.
Sir, got it, sir.
Thank you very much. Then you can do one thing, take that and then write it on a book neatly. And again in the 6th hour, I'll give one problem to it. Based on this, you can do it so that you'll understand it.
Okay, sir.
Now I hope in this, madam class. Okay, నేను చేస్తాను. So I think with this new technology, we need not add anybody. Pavani?
Sir, they can
Addition of
jump.
the students is not a problem now.
Yes, sir.
You can do it.